When I interviewed the eminent statesman and White House advisor Harold Malmgren, this is what he had to say about the Majestic 12, who he believed was tracking him personally.
Your name went in all the important books of talent.
That who keeps?
CIA.
Wow.
And not only CIA, but all the Majestic, all these guardians. They all took it on themselves to protect the world.
Malmgren held pieces of a UFO in his hands, directly given to him by head of the Albuquerque branch of the Atomic Energy Commission and the eventual founder of DARPA, Lawrence Preston Geiss, who also happens to be Jeff Bezos' maternal grandfather.
No, he's been handling.
Wow, that's amazing.
These are things that have come down.
Malmgren's whole life feels led by synchronicities dealing with much higher-ups. People like his mentor, Richard Bissell, who founded Area 51 and was deputy director of the CIA. All of these synchronicities seemed to lead Malmgren to the ultimate disclosures he made at the end of his life, similar to Daniel and Margaret. In Cryptos Conundrum, this Majestic 12-like committee is brought together by synchronicities, and by beings that seem to know more about the individual members of this committee than they know about each other. In our interview, Malmgren made it clear that he had a very important but almost hermetic purpose. And when I dared to ask him about the existence of a time-traveling intelligence agency at the risk of completely embarrassing myself in front of this elder statesman, he went silent.
If you ask me, did I have a purpose? Yes.
Now, the Majestic 12 was most famously written about in a series of documents anonymously dropped in the hands of various UFO researchers throughout the 80s and 90s. I personally think many of these documents were created by longtime CIA counterintelligence agent James Jesus Angleton, mainly to catch Soviet spies. A lot of what's in them is seductively adjacent to truth rather than true, or just plain false at times. But there are things about the documents that line up with real historical dates. For example, the Forrestal memo was a memorandum from Truman to Defense Secretary James Forrestal dated September 24, 1947, authorizing him and Vannevar Bush to proceed with creating the Majestic 12. Legendary UFO researcher Stanton Friedman anchored this to real history by noting that the first National Security Council meeting was held September 26, 1947, and it involved Truman, Forrestal, Sowers, and Hillenkoetter, a date he argues aligns perfectly with the document's own timeline for the Majestic 12's establishment. And the Majestic 12 documents were the first to reveal that meeting. The other thing I'd say is if UFOs are real, and by God, it really seems like they are at this point with all of these department war drops, whistleblowers, all of the evidence we're now getting, then of course you'd set up an elite advisory panel. And the people on the Majestic 12 documents list would be your top candidates. According to Chase Brandon, this committee or group was way more than your run-of-the-mill advisory panel, thinking about cosmic scale problems. Think Philip K. Dick's Adjustment Team, which spawned the Matt Damon movie The Adjustment Bureau. Intelligence operatives that have the power to change variables in reality itself in order to alter timelines. Again, this theme shows up in real modern UFO history. A book I can't recommend enough, especially to the mystics out there interested in the deeper threads of modern ufology, is Diana Pasulka's American Cosmic. One of her primary sources for that book is NASA mission controller and NRO operative Tim Taylor. In the book, Pasulka claims that Taylor was part of a secret space program involving UFOs, but when she really pressed him on his job, he said it involved adjusting timelines, like the movie The Adjustment Bureau.
When I knew Taylor, he was always talking about time travel. And
really?
Yeah, whenever a new movie about time travel would come out, he would go see it.
Like The Adjustment Bureau?
Yeah,
he
loved it. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
He relayed the same thing to UFO super experiencer Chris Bledsoe. Taylor also told Bledsoe's son, Ryan, that he was part of a secret time travel group and that mid-century anti-gravity inventor Thomas Townsend Brown was the president of it.